Today's video is the longest reading vlog I've ever done. The most raw reading vlog I've ever done.
Bryce is shifty as fuck.
And completely full of spoilers.
She just did us dirty. She did us dirty.
I chat about literally spoilers for every Sarah J. Maas book published up to August 2024 in this video. So if you have not read all of the books, please exit this video now, come back when you have, and you have caught up to House of Flame and Shadow. This book was such an emotional roller coaster that it's taken me 7 to 8 months to finally getting around to editing this video. So to catch you up, we need to actually rewind the clock, go back to January 31st, and start from there. Okay, it has arrived. The day has arrived. The book has not. House of Flame and Shadow is arriving to my house today. It's January 31st. I'm currently getting ready to go choreograph for a competition team. I'm gonna grab some Dunkin'. When I come home, my book should be waiting for me. I am so flipping excited. I have to finish getting ready. I haven't done the low bun look in several years, and I don't think it's my thing. I always go for a high French twist or a high twisted knot. Sorry, my puppy is eating her food right now. That's probably an indication of how this vlog is gonna go. Just chaos and spoilers everywhere. I think my book is down in the mailroom. However, I'm gonna make dinner so that I can relax once I open the book. We are doing a gusto box tonight. Not sponsored, I wish I was. Glazed jerk spiced chicken thighs and sweet potato wedges. It says 30 to 35 minutes, but I know this will take me an hour. It literally never takes the amount of time that it said it's gonna make. So let's make an easy, yummy dinner. And then let's go see if it's downstairs. Okay. Hello. Don't you dare. Don't, Rhaenyra. No, no. Drop it. Drop it. No. No. Let go. Oh, God. It's literally as big as you. Come here. Come here. I love that you think that I can't get you up here. Can you let go of my shoe, please? Let go. Let go. Rhaenyra. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. Oh, look, you lost it. No, thank you. No, thank you. It's 9 p.m. It is time. Okay. I should play some sultry music while I do this in the background.
Wow, chicka wow wow.
I wonder how many pages it is. Oh, Rhaenyra, no, come here. No, come here. Come here. Hi. Let go, please. Thank you.
Oh, it's a big juicy boy.
Oh, yeah.
Thick and juicy.
So juicy. Oh, she's heavy.
Is it signed?
I don't think it's signed. I never get the signed ones in time. Oh, God. It's hard to open.
You're gonna damage it.
Okay. You help me. Where do you pull? It's so big! And you know what's so annoying? I don't know who this is on the cover. I can't figure it out. Who is this on the cover? Who is it? Who is this on the cover? Oh, she's so pretty. This is the Waterstones exclusive edition, I believe. Is there a bonus chapter in the back? Is it gonna spoil me for anything? Yes, there is a bonus chapter, so this is the Waterstones exclusive one. I think I have Walmart and Barnes & Noble and maybe Target, or is it Books A Million? I don't know. Coming to my mom's house, don't look at me like that. You know I had to order them. Anyway. Just stretching.
Okay, bye.
I gotta say I'm surprised by the black spine choice. I thought for sure it'd be bright yellow. because it would match these two. Also, why did Waterstone stop doing the colored sprayed edges?
No.
These are literally 3 different shades, but it's fine. Okay, it's 10 o'clock at night. I've got my water, I've got my pen, some highlighters, my book, my puppy. It's time to start. Okay, I'm gonna try to talk over Rhaenyra's chewing right now. I just came back from work and I had to go to Kensington to pick up some socks for Christian. By the way, I have had this book for less than a day and I've already damaged the spine due to water, but that's fine, she's well loved. Anyway, got Christian some socks, and then I saw Whole Foods, and I have not been to Whole Foods in over a year. I have not been to this one. It was massive. So of course I had to go in and spend too much money on reading snacks. So I just want to show you what I got to read tonight. This giant bag of really good Mexican tortilla chips. I haven't had good authentic Mexican tortilla chips since I was back in the United States. And then some peach salsa. I don't know, it just sounded good, you guys. So that's what we're going with tonight. And the best gelato in the UK, Hackney Gelato. It's so good. This is Christian's favorite, so he might claim this snack. And then I also got some gluten-free pastry. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Maybe make something for Valentine's Day. Maybe make something House of Flame and Shadow related while I do this reading vlog. That would be really fun, actually. If they eat anything fun, I will use this in a baking setting. That's all I have to say. This is what I'm eating tonight for dinner.
Salad because we need to sit down, eat some lunch, and discuss at least the first 5 chapters of this book. I'm currently on page 153, and I just haven't been able to update while I'm reading, because I'm usually reading late at night and my husband's sleeping. And I'm working all day long, but I have some time right now before I take Rhaenyra to get her 2nd round of vaccinations. So I have been highlighting this book to the T. So much to discuss. I'm circling everything. It's just, this book is everything. This is my favorite salad place in London, but pro tip, take it home, add your own avocado and tomatoes so you don't pay extra. This is my little pile to start journaling my reading. I will show you. I have done nothing so far, but I've started The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. I'll fill that in, and then I'm gonna maybe do 2 or 3 spreads for this book, House of Sky and Breath, House of Flame and Shadow. It's got all my stuff there for it, but let's discuss. Every time I film, you start to chew your food. Say hi. Hello. Are you gonna come join? We're gonna talk about the book. Here, do you wanna eat your dental stick so that you aren't distracting? Here you go. Have your stick. Go get it. All right. Okay, I've had this book for just over 2 days. The first night that I got it, you saw me open it, I read the first 2 or 3 chapters. Let's go back and discuss, okay? This way. Okay, I didn't end up making a theory/prediction video for this book, so I'm just gonna talk about my theories and predictions while we're chatting and while I'm reading in real time. But I love that the prologue is starting off with Lydia the Hind, and I just know that she is somehow related or descended from Aileen. My guess is that Aileen, from Throne of Glass, either when she
saved her the world, and she like ripped through the threads and in Kingdom of Ash, and then she like went and like flew over like a starry city, which Sarah J Maas did say in an interview that was Crescent City. Maybe that was the 15,000 years ago, like maybe that was so long ago, and like their descendants like went through a gap in the world, and like that's some of the people that came into the Crescent City world. And I think that Lydia, you know, being Fireheart and having, you know, fire as her like symbol, is descended obviously with the blonde hair as well, and she's fae, somehow related. Okay, anyway, so I love that we're starting off with that. Yeah, so literally page 3, I said I think Lydia is related to Aileen for sure. I don't know what like this Ciri not being able to pierce the mist that shrouded Avalon, like why is that, like why can't they do that? Why is that important? That was mentioned on page 3. Your stick is right here. Here you go. A part of me is considering that maybe these Asteri are related to the same beings that Amren is, but I don't know. I mean, Rune's obviously related to Rhysand, and you have the day and the night working together, like literally the shadows, and then Agent Daybright. Like there's so many parallels between these series, which is honestly amazing. And I love that Miss Maas is like just throwing us in and being like, yeah, it's everything that you thought it was, but like there's more to it. I fully believe that Lydia and Rune are fated mates. I totally believed that from the end of book 2, and on page 9 when he's like not speaking to her because like she's helping torture him. I'm like, oh, my heart's breaking, because you just know that they're fated mates. And I reread their chapters immediately after finishing Crescent City 2. Literally chapter 1, Rhysand, he called himself the one who looks so much like Rune. There fucking is. There is. I love it so much. Okay, the whole dagger and the star sword thing, I have a lot of theories. And let me just put this out there, because I know that many of you are gonna hate me for saying this, but a part of me at the end of House of Sky and Breath, part of me felt like Bryce and Asriel might be something. And I know that Hunt and Bryce like are together and they got married, but they're not, I don't think they're like true mates, because like she's fae and he's an angel, and like there was that caveat in House of Sky and Breath where they like said, okay, you're not like a mate, but like I'm gonna choose to be mates with you. I don't know, Asriel has the dagger, she has the star sword, and they have like that prophecy where they're brought together. I just feel like there's gonna be something between the two of them. I don't know if it's gonna be romantic though. Okay, page 15. Amren asks, how did you come to be in possession of the lost sword, Gwendian? Why do I recognize that name? Am I thinking of something from Throne of Glass, or am I just making that up? The star in her chest somehow acted as a beacon to the original world of the Starborn people. Oh, there's a prophecy in my world about my sword and the missing knife. When they're reunited, so will the Fae of Midgard be. Like, it's all coming together. Page 18, Rhysand says, I do not pry where I am not willingly invited. Literally Ever the Gentleman. Sometimes I can't with him. I'm like, Rhysand. I wonder if like all the religions of these 3 worlds that Maas has created, like are they the same gods and deities just with different names maybe? And the Northern Rift in Crescent City, is that the rift that Aileen created in Kingdom of Ash? That's my guess. I highlighted literally all pages 22 and 23. Just like remember all of this. Like all the important bits. Like there's so much. Like chapter 1, Sarah J Maas is like, listen, this is what you've all been dwelling on. Just hand it to us. Regulus, their leader, told me it's his personal mission to find this place and punish you for all kicking them to the curb. You're basically public enemy number 1. So my prediction is that's the plot of the next ACOTAR book. Like it's gonna be Elaine, like love story, and that's gonna be like the main plot is the Asteri coming into ACOTAR. I love on page 27 when they don't speak the same language. Amren's like, swallow this pill and you'll speak our language. I love getting around things like that. Just like take the pill. Through love, all is possible. The glowing letters inked on her back, they're the same as those in the Book of Breathings.
So many things. So many things. This might end up being my favorite book of the entire series. I wrote on the beginning of chapter 2, LOL, I literally thought I was reading ACOTAR because it starts off with Therian, and I was like, Therian? I literally thought I was back in the ACOTAR series. I'm obsessed that these characters are crossing over. They keep talking about the knife and the sword being reunited. Like, what does it mean beyond their people being reunited? Like, I swear, page 53, like, something between Bryce and Asriel is happening. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Is Sarah gonna do that thing where she takes away the original love interest? Hunt's not a bad guy, though. Page 63, literally Lydia's description. Fire streamed off her body, but he could see her perfect face, the most beautiful female he'd ever seen. A flawless mask over a rotten heart. First of all, my heart is literally breaking. I love them so much together. But yeah, she's described as Aileen. Like, literally. My prediction for chapter 6 is that Nesta and Bryce are going to be best friends. Like, they're both pretty bitchy and will just say whatever they want and how they feel, and they've both like been through it emotionally and physically. I just feel like they're gonna really get on together. Okay, another prediction maybe for Lydia on page 89. When she's talking to the hag, she said, I knew your mother, girl. Your mother was a witch queen. And so she's half witch, half fae, which I forgot. So what if she's descended maybe from Manon and Dorian? Because they got together at the end of Throne of Glass. Fae. Is Dorian fae? Maybe she's descended from the witches and fae. Is Dorian fae? I don't know. But anyway, she's got mixed blood. And then she says, the hag says, you're a born killer like any true witch. So maybe like the Iron Teeth witches. Am I stringing too much together here? Page 96, this was it. This was it. I was like, Ragan, you dumb bitch. Why haven't you figured this out yet? I knew I recognized that name. Okay, Bryce says Midgard, like Midgard, did they come from my world originally? Horrific as the creature was, to have another being from her world here was oddly comforting, and maybe finding a scrap of comfort in the fact proved how fucking desperate she was. Literally a shout out to Feyre. In the first book of ACOTAR, Sarah J. Maas has been weaving this shit for like 17 books. I thought that name sounded familiar when I reread A Court of Mist and Fury last year. I really don't know what the Starborn Light is. Like, just light. I don't know what that is. And Bryce doesn't know either. But I'm not piecing that together. I have no idea. Please don't eat my bookmark. Thank you. Should we like keep a timer for how many times Sarah J. Maas uses the phrases pure male arrogance or didn't dare, wouldn't dare? She says that all the time. Rhaenyra, I need this for my book. This is not your toy. Get your ghost. Here you go. Right, I gotta hide this. What is up with Hunt? Why does Prince of Hell say to him, what you were born to do to accomplish the task for which your father brought you into existence? I have no father. Ada's expression went sad as he stepped out of the shadows. You spent too long asking the wrong questions. What the fuck does that mean? The black crown once again circling your brow is not a new torment from the Asteria. It existed for a millennia. No idea. I have no guesses. I have no idea, but I know that's important. Why was he bred? Why was he bred? To like what? To do what? Oh my gosh. Okay, page 109. She's literally thought of everything. The Asteri like planting humans in ACOTAR and humans to the Vanir to have someone to roll over continues on to this day, this false sense of superiority and ownership. Who the fuck are these beings? Who are the Asteri? The Daglin, who are they? I don't think they're like stars, like Bryce has kind of mentioned. I don't think that they're stars. Okay, but what about this? Chapter 13, page 139, when they're at the Viper Queen's office, and there's a desk, and on the desk is a statue of Synthona, I can't ever say her name, carved from black stone. In one arm, the goddess cradled an infant to her bare breast, and the other she extended an orb, Midgard, out into the room. Siontha, birther of worlds. Birther of worlds. All of the worlds? All of the worlds? All the worlds that we've read? Okay, I'll give you your ghost in 1 minute. I just have to say, I'm so dumb. Why did I not remember this? The tattoo on the back of Nesta, when she made a bargain, a magical bargain, was an 8-pointed star. It's the same on Bryce's chest. What? What? But maybe like they're both made. Because Bryce's writing on her back is made. Rainier, they don't want to hear the ghost. Oh my god! Okay, well that's it for update number 1. I'm in chapter 14. I'm shooketh. I wanted to throw up after I read chapter 1. Literally, Daddy Reset there, and Bryce is like, "Ooh, this guy's powerful. He's more powerful than anyone." I was like, "Yes, yes, he is."
Perfectly pulled. What's this?
All fucking related. It's amazing. The hair on her arms. Rose, Rainier, I gotta turn the page. Cassian's waiting for you, Nesta. Take off the mask. He's waiting for you at the House of Wind. I love him so much. I know I'm crying, Rainier. I just love them. Let me just say, I think that the light in Bryce's chest is leading her to like Rezan. Like, I thought this the whole time, like, she's been running away from them, from her imprisonment, but I think she's gonna, like, just circle and end up, like, in Valaris with the rest of the crew and the gang. I literally just said that, and then 2 sentences later, Rhysand guessed that she would go through the grate and only made one way for her to follow. Of course he did, because he's so intelligent. So I guess she's not being led to Rhysand. Nesta says that she's seen the star before on her chest. Bryce says, "Yeah, your tattoo." She says, "Not my tattoo. I saw it no place good." What is she talking about? I don't remember. Where else would the star have been? Am I being stupid? Oh, God. Rune says to Lydia, "You're dead to me." How dare she look that way? It looked like she was hurt when it was his fucking heart. Oh god, these two, they're gonna ruin me. I don't know, I just think it's so funny that Bryce has her phone and Nesta's like, "There's a portrait hidden inside its encasing of you and 3 females." It's so silly, but like, I love it. Never did I ever expect a conversation between Bryce and Nessa explaining what a phone is. I find so much joy in this. Hey, let's go get your vaccinations. And you're being a brave girl, we'll go get a pop cup. How's that sound? Come on. She's really scared of the vet. Come on, let's go. Wait, what? Nesta saw the star at the prison. The path from underneath Hume City led to the prison. Oh my gosh, I'm like really fascinated by all of the carvings and like who made them all. Like, why are they there? Like, they lead obviously from Hume City to the prison, but like this huge pathway, that's so cool. When did she see the star? Was it on someone's door in a Court of Silver Flames? Oh, I don't remember. Of course, the harp. Nesta strummed the harp. Oh, I need to go back and reread that. Okay, that's where the star is. Oh yeah, Bryce is wearing that amulet around her neck that protected her at the gallery and allowed her to walk through Jessica's grade A wards. Okay, what is the amulet? How does it fit into this world? Let me just highlight this whole page. There has to be an answer here somewhere about something, anything. Yes, Sarah, what are the answers? Bryce is shifty as fuck. This is why I feel like Nesta and her are gonna be fast friends. What is happening? What is happening? Things are happening. God, this is like so much to try to piece together. I feel like Sarah J. Maas just like sits out with this just like giant FBI board and just like pins different things and like connects dots with red line and tape. I mean, I could never solve a mystery because I can't figure this shit out.
Okay, this right here on page 183, implying that the Asteri are the ones who made the objects and they'd have a reason to come back and claim them, never even crossed my mind. Oh my god. Celine looks like Rhysand's sister. Page 189. I did see some theories of people thinking that maybe Rhysand's sister like didn't die and that she went maybe to, Crescent City, Pangaea, whatever the world's called. But I feel like the times add up. Like, Rhysand's not that old. Hold on. She's gonna tell us. Hold on. I'll come back to you. Okay. Brighten my eyes, but I have no lighting. Okay, new theory. Well, first of all, nothing else about Rhysand's sister. So maybe just, descended. They all look the same. But there's this parallel here between Thea and Lydia. It said, my mother served at that monster's side for a century, a slave to her every sick whim. And she's a golden-haired, high fae female who, serves the Asteri throne. So maybe Lydia is descended from Thea. New theory. And Thea is, a great-great-great-grandmother of Rhysand. I think that adds up. What did I say? I just said that they were paralleled. And literally, she's saying it right here. Lydia and Thea. Okay, so Thea's still in her, 5-page monologue. It's fascinating. I'm obsessed with it. But I'm an idiot. She... Besides Celine, when she's going to conquer this new world and being an idiot, is a red-haired fae who looks alarmingly like Bryce's father. Ragan, Bryce is from Autumn Court. That's... I think I knew this. I knew this reading book too, but it's just clicking with me. Duh. Can I just tell you really quickly? So, I'm 200 pages in, and first of all, Cassian has not made an appearance yet. I want you to listen to me, please.
I'm listening, but you haven't got the smoke sound.
Okay, so Cassian hasn't really made an appearance yet, which I'm disappointed by because he was my favorite. But they're all related to each other. But the Throne of Glass series hasn't really been touched on yet, but it's gonna have to come into it. I think that they're all descended. Maybe at the end of Throne of Glass, a realm broke open, kind of like Marvel, like I was telling you. And I think they're all descended from it.
So she copied Marvel.
No! Thank you. I appreciate you taking care of me in my time of need.
You're my favorite girl.
I just didn't see this coming. I thought that Ethan and Sigrid were
Sigrid.
I don't know how to say her name. Sigrid.
Sigrid.
Sigrid? Okay. Sigrid.
Sigrid. You've been reading that book going Sigrid every time. Sigrid.
I thought that they were endgame. But he just clawed her throat out.
Nice.
Just Sarah J. Maas does this thing though where she brings back people. I feel like she's threaded too much of their relationship in these 200 pages, unlike the previous book, for them not to have something, unless she wants us to hurt. Chapter 21.
Yeah. Licky child.
Excuse me, ma'am. Could you eat your bone somewhere else? Hey, excuse me. Excuse me, ma'am. Could you eat your bone somewhere else? Could you maybe go somewhere else?
I did not think that Lydia was gonna die here. What? No. Her and Rune are supposed to be together. They're my favorite couple in this entire story, more than Hunt and Bryce. She just freaking was shot in the chest and plunged off a cliff. This is too much for 8:50 in the morning. Like, I want my heart to be ripped out of my chest, but not Lydia. No, Rune's gonna. Oh boy. I know, Rhaenyra. It's too much for me. Okay, I'm gonna be my own worst enemy here, because as much as I love Lydia and Rune, Sarah does this thing where she kills her characters and then brings them back to life. And what do we have here? Page 330. Her brains were stuffed back into her body and she's flatlined twice, but she's like being pieced back together. This is gonna be their like redemption story for the relationship. Like, they're gonna get back together, everyone's gonna forgive her, and like I'm gonna love it, I'm gonna eat it up, but at the same time just like stay dead. You know, just kill everyone and just let them stay dead. Oh my god. Oh, I love that Rune's still like he still can't forgive her. I love this line. Flynn says, "Go to sleep, Rune, I've got your girl." She wasn't his girl. She wasn't anything to him. Ah! Stop it right now. Page 353. I can't. Lydia wakes up and she says, "Where are we?" Rune says the question surprised him. She'd planned this escape. Had her injury affected her mind? Yes! You stuffed her brains back into her skull! Of course she has some kind of brain trauma. Why would she remember anything? Lydia has 2 sons on this ship. Rhaenyra, I know. It's mind-blowing. I don't even know what. Okay, I'm shook. I didn't see this coming from anywhere. What are they Pollux' sons? Did she like save them? She's a little bit too full. I don't really think that looks very good, but I love British tulips and they're finally in season, so I thought might as well switch out the flowers, but I don't know, it'll do. It's just to make me happy at home. That came out perfectly. Oh my gosh. Remember the other day where I was sitting in bed and like was reading about Rune and Lydia? Well, I did that thing where I just skipped all the other parts and just looked for the paragraphs and sections about them two. So I got up like into the 400s and I was like, Ragan, you need to chill out and actually go back and read the rest of this flipping book. So I don't know if I'm the only one that does that. I've never ever shared that is a toxic thing that I do when I'm reading. I would literally skip everything and just like find the character's POV that I want to read about. But anyway, Rhaenyra, be quiet. What do you want? Come here. Do you want to say hi? Come here. Anyway, yeah, we need to chat, y'all. We need to chat. There's so much to talk about. First of all, part 1 finished, and it didn't go at all where I thought it was going. I thought for sure that we would be like having dinners at the House of Wind and we'd be like with Rhys and Feyre, and we haven't even seen Cassian.
where is Cassian? I'm like 350 pages in, haven't seen a peep of him. Nesta is such a badass. I love that Bryce is like the villain in ACOTAR. Like if this was like an ACOTAR book, if this was a court of flame and shadow per se, then she would be like the villain that they were all try to like go and find, or like maybe leave the realm, or like be preparing for her coming back and bringing the Asteri with them. Nesta is such a badass. She literally killed freaking Snow White there. I'm shocked by everything that happened. I'm shocked that Bryce was able to just like hop back into her world. Also, just want to say, what do I want to say? Okay, so hold on, let me get my book because we need to chat about this. Page 327, I was reading this last night. Bryce is being like held captive by her horrible biological father, and he says the knife can unmake things made and unmade, matter and antimatter. With the right influx of power or command from the one destined to wield them, they can be merged. So maybe this has so much more. I don't even know what I'm gonna say. I mean, clearly there's more to Asriel's story and like what he could do with his powers, because Snow White there was like implying that he could do more. I keep calling her Snow White because she literally looked like Snow White and sleeping in that casket. Now she's got her squeaky pizza. Every time I sit down to film, she decides to make as much noise as possible. Okay, does this mean that like if Asriel like stabbed Elaine with his dagger, could he unmake her back into a human? Could that be something that like possibly happens? I don't know. What else? Oh my god. Danika's mate, Bastian, he also had the tattoo. Through love all is possible, tattooed on his back from her, which is the same thing that Bryce has. So does he have a part of the horn? No, that doesn't make sense. What does he have? What is it though? He has something. It has to. There's no good reason that she would tattoo that on his back unless he's a power player, unless potentially he could wield the Star Sword like Bryce can. I don't know. I'm really excited though for Bryce to travel to Avalon here shortly. I think that's gonna happen. We know now that that is a place where the realms are like thin, and that's probably where they came through originally, was to Avalon, like Thea and everyone coming from Rhysand's world. I don't know. I just keep saying I don't know because I'm constantly shocked by this book. I mean, don't even get me started on Lydia and Rune's story. I will approach my thoughts on that when I actually read those parts again, because I was just sitting there like, Rune, you couldn't have possibly have said anything worse than what you just said right now. You do not say that to the person that you're into.
Go, some celery. It's her favorite.
Just a baby.
It's her favorite snack.
Hi. So it's been 4 days since I have picked up this book because I did something that's probably a cardinal sin. I literally am like so invested in Rune and Lydia's story that I skipped a lot of chapters to read what happens to them. And like, I'm not kidding you. Like, I only looked for their names. So I know what happens to them. I know that Pollux is not the father of the babies, which I think is like a whole thing I'm surprised about. I don't really know how I feel about where their story's going, but I do know that I have potentially spoiled myself for other things, and I did skip most of the other. Well, I did. I skipped everything else. So now I have to backtrack to page 418.
Page 394.
Chapter 46. And I was like so invested in Rune and Lydia's story that I didn't want to like pick this book up for the last 4 days because I like know what's happening with them. I don't know. It's been 4 days since I picked this up. That's all I have to say. But it's still my favorite book of my life. I have to care about the other characters though. This is my puppy. She's 4 months old. She's sleeping. Say hi, Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra.
I'm surprising Christian with tickets to see Cirque du Soleil tonight. And like, what better opportunity is there for me to wear this half hot pink, half red jumpsuit than to a circus? I mean, I look like I should be swinging from the trapeze.
This is
I did not see this coming. Hunt's dad? Hunt's dad? Is Apollyon? What?
I'm done.
She just did us dirty. She did us dirty. It's Thanatos? I can't get my words out. Good morning. Last night I spent like maybe 45 minutes playing around with the shelf, and I've got to say that even though it's a mess and I like don't really know what I'm doing, I love the idea that like visually I'm no longer excluding this entire bookcase anymore, because all of those books have now moved to that side. So my husband and I have kind of like divvied up the shelves, like this side is my library and that side's his. But to be honest with you, he only has maybe like 20 books. Like his can fit in one shelf, so he gets to do whatever he wants on this side. Anyway, I will show that at another point, but I know, you're looking at me like, why are you looking like this? Because Nesta is going to be in so much trouble with Rhysand. Are you kidding me? She just gave the mask to Bryce because she appealed to her humanity. Like, I get it, but also Nesta, like, girl! Also, I guess Bryce's parents are gonna be in the next ACOTAR book, which is very strange. Like, that's an odd plot twist. I wonder what purpose they'll serve other than just like hanging out waiting for Bryce, you know? Clearly in this next installment of ACOTAR, we're gonna have these two worlds be intersected. It'll be one series in kind of in completion. Like, you have to read both, you know, now. I'm speechless, basically. I knew it. I've been waiting for Miss Maas to like actually drop in and say a Throne of Glass word, and she did. Page 692. I literally wrote on the page before that the Underking is potentially Valg. Like, he sounds like the Valg. And she says on the next page that she, pointing towards Erd, was not a goddess but a force that governed worlds, a cauldron of life brewing with the language of creation. Erd, they called her here, a bastardized version of her true name, Word. We called her in that old world. And there were the word stones, right? God, it's so good. I think the last time I spoke to you about this, I was like somewhere in the mid 400s. So after that, I basically sped read this book. Like, it's such a blur. I was just reading every single day, just like back to back, and finished this like fairly quickly, and then just didn't know how to talk about it. So hence why it's now, 7 months later and we're finally getting around to it. Here are my thoughts in like just random orders. I don't like that Lydia came back from the dead like literally twice or something. Just kill her off, or just don't have, or just like do it once maybe. I think it's crazy. Also, like someone was decapitated. The werewolf situation, I didn't love where that plot line went. I can't think of her name at the minute. Therian also ended up being like such a melt. That's not like a phrase that my American audience is gonna understand. My UK girlies will get it, but like he's just like so wimpy and like such a coward, and I just like didn't love him in this at all. I don't like that Lydia's twins were from kind of like some kind of sex ritual. I thought that was so strange. I know it's dark, but I rather would have had her children be like Pollux', because I think that would have been really layered, and also the stakes would have been much higher. It just kind of was just thrown in there like, oh yeah, by the way, she's a mom from like some long ago sex ritual. Not a huge fan. I was wrong about the ending of this book. I totally thought that in the next ACOTAR book, the Asteri would be coming in, but now that they're gone, flipping through on page 815, I say right here, the next plot of ACOTAR is gonna be like, it's gonna start with Nesta and the sword. And I said, thank God I got to see Cassian. Literally 815 pages. Finally got around to my favorite man ever. They don't know that the dagger can unmake them, and I wonder if that's gonna be a plot point. I don't think for Nesta, because she has a mate. So does Elaine, but Elaine and Lucian, I want them to be endgame, and I know that's controversial because I know like a lot of people want Asriel and Elaine to be endgame. No, they're not mates. I like the soulmate thing. Don't come for me. I like the soulmate thing. I just like in chapter 102, I just have to read this to you. There was now a giant heap of clothing in her bedroom for her to put away when she got home, which was incentive enough to draw this out for as long as possible. Same. I will say that the sex scenes with Bryce and Hunt are like ridiculous. They're crazy. There's lots of like zapping and stuff. I don't know. I have read all of the bonus chapters. I really loved this one with Bryce and Hunt. Like, I've just annotated every single page. I love their like interactions. I also love when Sarah J. Maas is like, they're just holding a nice hot coffee in the kitchen. I just like love that visual. Random, but it's my favorite. So I was wrong about Asriel and Bryce. Obviously Bryce and Hunt stayed together. My guess for the next ACOTAR book is that these characters will come into it. The next book in this one, I think, will be House of Many Waters. I'm making my final determination that this is Jessica on the cover, unless, like, because it has a snake. So House of Flame and Shadow, like, it has to be Jessica unless it's a goddess that I'm not, like, familiar with. Interesting to put her on the cover, for sure. Okay. Okay, the rating of this book. I don't think you will see this coming if you've watched this entire video, but I believe that this is Sarah J. Maas's weakest book, and I gave it a 3.5. I know. On Goodreads, I gave it 5 stars because it was a 5-star reading experience. Like, editing this video and looking back at these clips that I've forgotten about completely, it's such a joy for me to like watch myself have so much love for something and be immersed in something and like see myself having joy in something. Like I knew I was having a good time reading it, but I didn't really understand in the moment like how much this book meant to me. And looking back on it while editing this video, like it really meant a lot. And I love this book. I loved the first half of this book the most. I just think that Miss Maas, for as amazing as she is, I think she makes some kind of easy choices. The deaths being one of my biggest issues. Like, if you're gonna kill someone, leave them dead, because otherwise I just expect now that they're gonna come back to life in every book that she writes, and there's no fun in that. Like, it's not shocking to me anymore. I'd rather my heart like break and bleed and be emotional and like wrapped up in a book than be like, okay, well, it doesn't mean anything, like they're just coming back. I think that her weaving 3 series together is absolutely phenomenal, and I'm obsessed with that aspect. I loved the crossovers of the characters. That's my favorite part. But some of the choices, like with the plot, it was fine. It was fine. So like as a book, and as the book that finally ties in the 3 series, I think it was weak. And for that reason, I think it's like it's one of my least favorite books in her world, which is mental to say. I know. I feel really kind of torn up about it because, like I said, 5 stars in some ways, and in other ways just like average and mid, and I'm disappointed with some things that happen in the book. It's hard to be specific about it right now because I've sat on it for so long, but I do kind of feel confident in my rating, like a 3.5 star. I totally anticipated this book being my favorite book of the year. It is not my favorite book of the year, but still one of my favorite books and series. I will say that Crescent City is my least favorite series of the 3. I think for me it goes ACOTAR, Throne of Glass, Crescent City. But there are things in here that I love. I love the urban environment. Oh my god, wait, I'm forgetting the thing that like really pissed me off with this book. The whole like eating the souls like gives electricity to the city was just weird to me. Like, you have all of this flipping magic, and the thing that you can't produce is electricity. And so like by the end, like everyone's going into darkness, like phones aren't working. I'm just like, it feels cheap, it feels silly, and I don't know why that was the choice. So like everything for why they're taking their souls, like why is that the choice? I will say that like I'm kind of excited that the Asteria are like done for. Like they're kind of like gone. Like I don't really see them coming into the next book. But with ACOTAR, I think it'll be Elaine's story, her focus, and we'll see Nesta with the sword, and I'm really interested to find out how their religions kind of work. I'm so excited to see our characters from Throne of Glass come into play and find out kind of what happened to them. I do still feel that like Lydia and Manon and Dorian are somehow related. I can't remember if like that was clarified by the end of this, but yeah. Also, Ethan in this book, he's a bit of a loser, to be honest with you. So, in a nutshell, that was me reading House of Flame and Shadow. Do we have a date yet, or like a tentative month of when the next ACOTAR book will be released? I think it has to be in 2025. If you've made it to the end of this video, please drop a crescent moon emoji down below so I can thank you in the comments. And if you've made it to the end of this video, then that means you have read all the books that I've talked about and you've read this book. So why don't we do some spoilery chats in the comments if you want to? Just like add some asterisks or emojis at the top down and just say like spoilers so that we don't ruin it for anyone who stumbles across this video. But I will say this is like one of the most fun editing experiences I've had, just because it's been forever and like those months are such a blur. So I'm so glad I'm finally getting around to doing this, and I don't want to come off across as a hater, okay? I still love this book, I still love these characters, I still love Miss Mash, she's still my queen. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it for this long and very chatty video. If you want to see more spoiler reading vlogs, do let me know. I don't think I've ever done a specific spoiler vlog before, so this was fun, and I will do it again. I know they don't like get a lot of views because everyone who watches it needs to have read the book, but like this was really fun for me personally to just like sit on camera and tell you all my thoughts. I might do that for Gold, for Raven Kennedy. Maybe I'll do like a spoiler vlog and then a non-spoiler vlog.
vlog. A spoiler vlog and a non-spoiler vlog. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Bye.